So I'm here today, primarily I'm talking about food waste or attempts to reduce the food waste issue that we have here in Scotland, but also it's a global issue, so it's really about how we can take lessons that we're learning here and expand that around the world. The biggest challenge is it's to some extent raising more awareness of it. I think people don't really realise the impact that we make nationally by the amount of food waste in the home, and obviously what's hidden to us is in the supply chain, but about 50% of what's actually wasted, over 50% of what's actually wasted is actually done in the household. So it's the emissions impact of that waste is in the growing, the production, the manufacturing of the food that we eat, and obviously the distribution of that to our plate. So that's hidden from us. So there's a cost, but really there's a financial cost to us if we're throwing stuff away in the bin, but a huge climate change issue for us, not just here in Scotland, but some of that food is obviously brought in from other places. So it's actually raising awareness of that and understanding, making people understand that it might be very small amounts to them, but collectively it's a massive amount. So there's a lot about system change, so we need to think differently about the distribution, the growing, the manufacturing, the processing and the distribution. All of that is about systems, and there's a lot of good work being done on that, but actually there's a behavioural thing here about us as individuals, as consumers, about what we do with our food, how we prepare it, how we store it, ultimately how we eat it and present that to our families. And it's something I think society-wise we've kind of forgotten about, the impact of that. It's having a real problem on our world. So in terms of, again, in this area, it's leadership. So Scotland has already set an ambitious target to reduce its food waste by a third by 2025. It's now putting in place some actions to take that forward. That is world leading in terms of ambition to reduce that impact. So for us to go out, set the ambition, drive that change across our society is something that we can then share with the rest of the world. I think, to some extent, I know that from travelling around, particularly Europe, that people are watching us to say that we love the ambition, we want to see and want to watch and observe and learn from you how you actually make that happen. So it's about leadership. It's not just about setting a target, but putting the actions in place to make that happen. I think is going to go a long way in helping others around the world do the same. Well, I guess there's two parts. So selfishly, it's always great for me to come out of my box, so to speak, and meet people who I probably don't traditionally talk to, although they're all in the same space around, tackling climate change and thinking about this. They might not be specifically in the agenda of food waste, but they're associated with food and the production of food, whether that's farming or the retail cycle. So it's getting new ideas, so I can take that back to our programme and see how we can flex it to take more possibly radical or more disruptive action to really make things happen. So that's one thing. But the second thing, obviously, more for the collective good, it's about actually getting some new actions identified and making them part of the conversation that we all will have, not just as individuals, but with the networks that we work with the government people that we interact with the other stakeholders that we all do, and start to actually understand that there is actions that we can all take, sensible actions, some perhaps more challenging than others, but they'll all end in much more prosperity for us all, not just here in Scotland, but around the world. So I think it's about that kind of collective knowledge and ability to kind of share and then collaborate and bring forward a consensus of some of the actions that we really need to take.